My name is Nicole Gonzalez, and we're here at LIIFE with
Maria Soccor. I'm the producer, director, and co-writer of LIIFE BSV, the feature documentary.
Cool. And can you tell us a bit more about your film?
Sure. LIIFE BSV is a feature-length documentary about BSV, which are the Bed-Stuy veterans from Brooklyn, New York, and they, of course, live in Bed-Stuy. And they actually are the revivalists of a dance form that George Bruckup Adams from Jamaica created called Bruckup. So through this dance form, they have a very interesting dance culture where they take kids off the streets, or they even just teach regular kids how to dance to keep them off the streets. So it's more of a social action type documentary as well. And we have wonderful characters. One is Broadway bound, a couple of rappers. We have one that's homeless that does so much for the community, which is incredible. And the one thing that resonates in the film is about how love and family and hope are seen and revive a whole entire dance culture and community through love and family. So that's a little bit about our film.
And what was the inspiration, what was the reason behind making this film?
The inspiration to make this was actually the dancers themselves, because they're just so compelling, their life stories. And we did a little bit something different with the documentary, because originally when I do a documentary, I like to interview very much like this, interview my cast and then just see where we go from there. But they all had such compelling stories and so many things to contribute to dance culture and just mainstream culture alone, that I decided to do something a little bit different. You know, after meeting them, it was really BSV that inspired me, but after meeting them, I really wanted to formulate something where we could do more of an ensemble cast within the documentary and shoot it like a dance. So it was quite ambitious.
Yeah. And what was the hardest part of making this film?
The hardest part for me was post-production, because this is my first feature film and documentary on top of that. So some people can make a narrative and they kind of mark cuts, but for me, I had about 160 hours worth of footage. So I didn't know exactly how it was all going to come together, because you have a blank canvas, and then eventually when you start putting the pieces together, you kind of figure out how it's all going to come together. I think that post-production by far was very difficult, because I didn't know how I was going to start or begin, but I would start cutting scenes with my original editor, which was Lauren Young, and she was incredible. And then she was so incredible, my cinematographer hired her. So then I hired another documentarian, an editor, but he was also very big in the documentary channel, Barry Rubinow, who just sort of saved me. So we had all of these scenes cut, and then I just sort of put them together with the dance involved, and the music kind of moves through it. So it was really all of them, plus the idea that I wanted to do something different in documentary filmmaking. So that kind of helped me all together. To put it all together, that's what inspired me.
And how did you hear about LIIFE?
I actually was here before. I started out as an actor, and there was a film here called, what was it called? I was going to say something completely different, but it was called The Big Shot Caller. Mm-hmm. I heard about LIIFE through The Big Shot Caller, and Marlene Ryan was the director, and I remember coming here and seeing the films and seeing all the people and how comfortable and cozy and accommodating everything was, and I said, I'm going to enter that film festival and see what happens, and here I am. So I was here as an actor several years ago, and now I'm here as a director, producer, and co-writer. It's kind of cool.
And does it feel different to go from one to the other?
It does. It's very different. I'm so used to being in front of the camera, now being behind the camera. I realize there's so much more that goes into it in terms of all the preparation. Whereas an actor, I can prepare for my roles, but here it's just like you're in pre-production. You're constantly thinking. You're constantly creating moments. You're constantly creating scenarios. So it is very different. But this is all I do. I'm either in front or behind the camera. So it's either one or the other.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for the interview. I hope you do very well, and I hope you enjoy LIIFE.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.